Let me tell you something. Real and raw. Life is not a movie. Nobody's gonna cue the music when you're down. Nobody's handing you a script to read when you're lost. And truth is, most people don't care about your excuses, your pain, or your potential. Not because they're heartless, but because they're human, just like you, fighting their own silent wars. So what do? You rise. Life doesn't come with a warning label. No one tells you growing up that one day you'll look around, desperate for someone to understand your struggle and realize no one's coming, not because they don't love you, not because they hate you, but because everybody's got their own load to carry. It's a harsh truth, but an important one. Most people are too wrapped up in their own survival to stop and care about yours. See, the sooner you accept this, the faster you grow. It's not a reason to get bitter, it's a reason to get better. You can't live your life expecting people to hand you sympathy when the world is handing out storms. Everybody's got something, somebody's grieving, somebody's broke, somebody's trying to keep their head above water just like you. That's not cruelty, that's life. You want to win, you want to grow. Then don't wait for the world to feel sorry for you. Stop explaining your pain to people who are too distracted to hear it. That doesn't mean your pain doesn't matter. It means you have to matter to yourself more than anything or anyone else. People will cheer for you when you win, but few will show up for the work. They'll repost your victory, but they won't volunteer to walk your valley. That's why self-responsibility is not a punishment. It's a superpower. Once you realize nobody's going to save you, not your friends, not your boss, not even your family, then you start building from within. You get out of bed not because someone texted you motivation, but because you refuse to stay average. You stay up late not because someone begged you to hustle, but because you owe it to your future. Understand this, your life will not change because someone handed you a break. Your life will change when you decide that no matter how tired, how ignored, how overlooked you feel, you still show up. Every day, in silence, with focus, with fire, and yes, it's lonely sometimes, it's frustrating. You're going to see people with less talent get more attention. You're going to see people cut corners and get ahead. You're going to feel like your effort is invisible, and it is for a while, but that doesn't mean it's worthless. It means you're building something deeper than applause. You're building integrity. Now here's where most people fold. They think the world owes them something just because they've been through pain. But pain is not a passport to success, it's part of the process. It's the tuition you pay to grow. You can't collect victories on a victim mindset. The moment you start believing that the world is responsible for your outcome, you've already handed away your power. Instead, ask yourself, what can I control? What can I do right now today to move one step forward? Not 1 mile, just one step. Because small steps stacked with discipline become unstoppable momentum. That's how you win in silence. That's how you rise when nobody's clapping. That's how you shine when no one's looking. Let go of entitlement. Let go of waiting for someone to care enough to push you. Push yourself. Let your goals wake you up, not a compliment. Let your standards guide you, not opinions. Some days, motivation won't be there. Some weeks, progress will be slow. But that's when character is built. When you show up tired, unrecognized, and still give your best, that's where champions are made. And the beautiful part, once you stop expecting the world to care, you stop being held hostage by it. You move in peace. You operate from purpose. You're no longer emotionally bankrupt every time someone doesn't text you back or support your dreams. Why? Because your validation now comes from your vision, not from their attention. Nobody cares, but that's not depressing, that's liberating. It means you're free to rewrite your life without waiting for permission. You're free to start that project, to chase that goal, to become who you were called to be whether the world's watching or not. You don't need them to believe in you. You need you to believe in you. That's where the shift happens. That's where the fire starts. And that's where greatness begins. Nobody's going to hold your hand through life. And even if they could, they wouldn't do it forever. Sooner or later, You've got to learn to stand on your own 2 feet and carry your own dreams. Relying on people to push you, to pick you up every time, to cheer you on every step of the way, that's a setup for disappointment. Because the world doesn't move off your feelings, it moves off your actions. The reality is, waiting around for someone to come and believe in you, to tell you you're good enough, is a slow death for your potential. You don't need someone to say you can do it. You need to look in the mirror every day and decide that you will. Even when you don't feel ready, even when you don't feel seen, that's the essence of self-reliance. It's not arrogance. It's not isolation. It's ownership. It's waking up and saying, if it's going to happen, it starts with me. Nobody is coming to do your push-ups for you. Nobody is going to sit down and hand you discipline or hustle or heart. That has to be yours. You have to choose it, and you have to keep choosing it even when it's hard. You see, too many people stay stuck in neutral because they're waiting for applause before they act. They're waiting for friends, family, social media, somebody to say, go for it. But you're not supposed to move when the crowd says so. You're supposed to move when the calling says so. And the truth is, most of the time, your calling is quiet. It whispers, it nudges, it doesn't shout. That's why you've got to listen close. And you can't hear it when you're too busy looking for outside approval. You've got dreams, protect them. You've got goals, guard them like gold. Because people won't always see the vision like you do. And that's okay. It's your vision for a reason. Don't expect others to understand the weight of a calling that wasn't given to them. That's why you can't rely on external validation. It's a drug. The more you seek it, the more you need it. The more you depend on it, the less power you have. That's why becoming your own supporter is essential. You've got to be able to clap for yourself in the dark. You've got to be able to say, I'm proud of me. After a long day, even if no one else notices. You've got to train your mind to feed your spirit even when the world feels silent. Because your spirit can't run on compliments, it runs on conviction. And let's not forget, being your own strongest critic matters just as much. This doesn't mean tearing yourself down. It means holding yourself accountable. It means being honest with yourself. Are you really giving 100%? Are you using your time wisely? Are you chasing excellence or just pretending to? The truth will sting sometimes, but it will also set you free to grow, to evolve, to become. You don't need someone over your shoulder to tell you to get up early, to grind, to study, to build. You need discipline in your bones. You need to become the kind of person who does what needs to be done, no excuses, no delay. That's self-leadership. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers, because the ones who wait for motivation never finish, but the ones who build self-reliance, they never quit. Look when it's just you and your goals, and the room is quiet, and the world doesn't seem to care. That's when the question hits you, how bad do I really want this? And in that silence you learn something. You learn whether you're serious or just curious. You learn whether you're built for this or just talking about it. And if you're serious, you'll keep going, not because someone's pushing you, but because you're pulling yourself. That's the power of internal drive. It's not sexy, it's not loud, but it's steady, it's consistent. It doesn't burn out every time the crowd goes home, and eventually, that consistency turns into character. That character turns into results, and those results, they speak louder than any validation ever could. So stop waiting for people to believe in you. Start believing in you. Get up and take the first step, not because the world is watching, but because your future is. Be your own motivator, your own anchor, your own reason why, and when you do, you stop being a follower of your circumstances and you become a leader of your life. That's what real power looks like. And that power has always been in you, waiting on your permission to rise. You've got dreams, you've got a vision for your life, but none of it means anything if you can't control yourself. That's the truth nobody wants to hear. We love talking about goals, but we don't talk enough about discipline. We want the results, but we forget there's a price, and that price is often your comfort, your distractions, your temporary pleasures. You cannot live a powerful life if your mind is weak, and make no mistake, discipline is not punishment. It's protection. It's the fence around your future. It's the guardrail on the road to your purpose. It's what keeps you focused when temptation knocks, and it always knocks. Every single day, something will try to pull you off track. Whether it's laziness, procrastination, fear, comparison, or just that little voice that says, "You can do it tomorrow." But tomorrow is a lie if you don't master today. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like it. It's waking up when the alarm goes off, not when your feelings say it's convenient. It's putting in the work after a long day when nobody's clapping for you and nobody's watching. Because guess what? Growth isn't glamorous. It's not always inspirational. Most days it's just you vs. you. You've got to make a decision. Do you want to be entertained or do you want to be excellent? Because those two rarely walk together. Entertainment is easy. Distraction is everywhere. The world is full of shortcuts, likes, and loops designed to keep your eyes busy while your destiny collects dust. And while everyone's scrolling, you've got to be building. While they're talking, you've got to be training. While they're wasting time, you've got to be investing it. Because time, that's your greatest currency. You don't spend time, you invest it. Or you waste it. But you never get it back. So how bad do you want it? You can't say you want to change your life and keep living like you've got all the time in the world. You can't pray for success and keep playing with your potential. Your actions have to start matching your ambition, and that means cutting off what's holding you back. Sometimes it's people, sometimes it's habits, sometimes it's just your own excuses disguised as rest or self-care, when really it's just fear in a mask. Listen to me. There is a difference between rest and retreat. There is a difference between peace and procrastination. Real discipline understands when it's time to recover and when it's time to rise. You don't build legacy by waiting for motivation. You build it by showing up. Bruised, tired, and determined. You work through the boredom. You push through the plateau. Because that's what separates the ones who dream from the ones who deliver. You see, discipline trains you to see the long game. It tells you not now, but soon. It teaches you that delay is not denial. It's preparation. You're building muscle in silence. You're sharpening your skills in private. So when the spotlight comes, you're ready, not surprised, not scrambling, ready. Don't chase hype, chase consistency, because that's where real success lies. In the days when it doesn't feel exciting, but you show up anyway. In the hours when your friends are partying and you're grinding. In the moments when the world is loud, but you stay laser. Focused. That's the secret. Focus. Because when you master focus, distractions lose their power. And that's when the breakthroughs begin. You've got to protect your energy like it's gold, because it is. You only have so much of it each day. Don't waste it explaining yourself to people who don't get it. Don't drain it chasing applause. Use it to build, use it to grow, use it to move forward, and if you fall off, get back up. Nobody's perfect. Discipline doesn't mean you never fail. It means you don't quit. It means you don't let one bad day become a bad week, a bad month, a bad year. You correct. You refocus, and you move. Your goals need more than emotion. They need execution, and execution lives in discipline. That's how you build a life you're proud of. That's how you earn peace at night, knowing you gave it all, regardless of who noticed. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is a myth. It's a delay tactic dressed up as wisdom. Start now, start small, start scared, but just start and stay consistent. Because discipline, real daily deliberate discipline, will take you places motivation can't even dream of. And when you finally arrive, when people ask you how you did it, you'll smile and say, I did the work, even when I didn't feel like it. In this world, everybody wants to shine. Everybody wants the spotlight, the praise, the recognition. But very few are willing to do what it takes in the dark. You see, real success doesn't start on stage, it starts in silence. It starts when no one's watching, when no one's clapping, when the only person that knows how hard you're working is you. Most people want to be seen winning, but they don't want to be unseen preparing. They don't want the lonely nights, the early mornings, the sacrifice. They want the results, not the responsibility. But let me tell you something powerful. The most successful people in the world earned their shine behind closed doors. They didn't post about every step. They didn't brag about every sacrifice. They put their heads down, stayed focused, and let their results do the talking. That's the key. Work in silence, shine in legacy, because what you're building should outlive the moment. It should outlast the trends, the hype, the noise. You're not here just to make a little noise today. You're here to leave a mark that echoes tomorrow. But here's the truth. Legacy is built in the boring. It's built in repetition, in consistency, in doing the same thing with excellence when nobody even says thank you. It's built in the discipline to improve when nobody's watching. And that takes humility. That takes grit. That takes vision. You can't build legacy chasing applause, because applause fades. People love you today, forget you tomorrow. They hype you up when you're hot, but when you're grinding through setbacks. Silence, that's why your work has to be rooted in purpose, not praise. Don't build for the crowd, build for the calling. See, a lot of people are addicted to attention. They chase validation like it's fuel. But when that attention disappears, and it will, so does their drive, because they weren't working for impact. They were working for image, but image fades, impact stays, legacy stays. You've got to decide what kind of person you're going to be. Are you going to be someone who's only strong when the world is watching? Or are you going to be someone who puts in the work when it's quiet? Someone who stacks wins when nobody's keeping score? Because make no mistake, the scoreboard is always running. Not out there, in here, inside you. It knows when you're slacking. It knows when you cut corners. It knows when you gave 70% and called it 100, and one day all that quiet work, or all that quiet compromise, will show up loud. So build quietly, let the people talk, let them underestimate you, let them question your grind, because in the end, results are the loudest proof. When the time comes, your work will speak for itself. You don't need to announce every move. Move in silence. Move with intention. Move with faith. Let them see you when it's too late to stop you, and understand this. Legacy is not what you post. It's what you plant. It's what you build with your habits, your discipline, your principles. It's how you treat people when there's no camera. It's the integrity you show when nobody's around. That's what sticks. That's what echoes. That's what lasts. So stop chasing clout. Chase character. Chase growth. Chase the version of you that's 10 years down the line, thanking you for staying focused when it was tempting to fold. There's a reason why champions don't talk much during the process. They're too busy becoming. They don't need a pat on the back every step of the way, because they know the reward isn't in the recognition, it's in the result. And when the time comes, when you've stayed committed, when you've worked while others rested, when you've mastered your craft in the shadows, then you shine. Not with noise, but with undeniable presence. That kind of shine doesn't need to be announced. It can't be faked. It's built, earned, lived. So let them talk while you build. Let them guess while you grow. One day, they'll ask how you did it. They'll ask when you became so sharp, so focused, so powerful, and all you'll have to say is, I was working while y'all were watching. That's how legacy works, because it's not about being seen today. It's about being remembered tomorrow, and the only way to be remembered for something real is to build something real. So stay in your lane, guard your focus, protect your energy, Keep your mouth shut and your work loud. And when your time comes, you won't need to say a word. Your results will speak for you. Your character will echo for you. Your legacy will shine without a spotlight. In life, the most dangerous thing you can do is keep looking left and right when you're supposed to be looking straight ahead. Comparing your life to someone else's will rob you of everything good inside you, your peace, your clarity, your momentum. Because comparison isn't just the thief of joy. It's the assassin of purpose. Every time you scroll through someone else's highlight reel, you forget that your journey is different. You forget that success is not a race, it's a lane, and yours is sacred. Your pace is unique. Your path is divine. But when you start measuring your life by someone else's timeline, you start to doubt the value of your own story. Listen to me, you can't win if you're watching someone else run. You can't build your dream with your eyes on someone else's blueprint. The moment you start worrying about what they're doing, you stop doing what you're supposed to be doing. You stop watering your own grass. You stop working your own process. You stop trusting the grind that was assigned to you. Let me tell you something honest. No matter how good someone else has it, it doesn't take away from what's meant for you. Someone else's breakthrough does not delay yours. Someone else's blessings don't block yours. That's not how life works. That's not how purpose works. But the problem is, when you keep comparing, you blind yourself to your own growth. You don't see how far you've come because you're too busy staring at how far someone else went. And what makes it worse? We live in a world that runs on illusion. Everybody's trying to look successful before they are successful. Social media's full of filters, edits, perfect lighting, and perfectly crafted captions, and you're out here judging yourself because your real life doesn't look like their staged one. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to your journey. You've got to stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Focus on your lane. Protect your mind. Your energy is too valuable to waste on envy, jealousy, or self-doubt. You can't afford to be distracted by someone else's chapter when God is still writing yours. That chapter may look flashy, but you don't know the full story. You don't know what they sacrificed. You don't know what they faked. And you don't know what they're battling behind the scenes. So instead of comparing, try this. Compete with yourself. Ask yourself, am I better than I was yesterday? Did I move the needle today? Did I do one thing that brings me closer to my vision? That's how you grow. That's how you win, quietly, consistently, honestly. Your job isn't to outdo them. Your job is to outgrow you, because this life, it's not about proving anything to the world. It's about proving to yourself that you are becoming who you were called to be. The focus should be on evolution, not attention. Progress, not perfection. Discipline, not drama. When you stay in your lane, you find your rhythm. You find peace. You find your power. You start to realize that success isn't loud, it's focused. It's strategic. It's personal. You're not here to be a copy. You're here to be original. And your lane was tailor-made for your soul. Your background, your setbacks, your lessons, they shaped you for your specific path. You don't need their story. You need to honor yours. So from this moment on, promise yourself one thing. No more distractions, no more detours. No more scrolling through other people's lives wishing yours looked different. Your journey is a blessing. Your progress is enough. You are enough. And if you ever forget that, come back to this truth. The only competition that matters is the one between who you are today and who you're destined to become. The person you're becoming doesn't have time to compare. They're too busy building. They're too busy learning. They're too busy rising. Let them look flashy. You stay focused. Let them post. You produce. Let them show off. You show up. Because in the end, the ones who finish strong aren't always the ones who started loud. They're the ones who stayed locked in. So lock in. Stay grounded. Keep your eyes on your own paper. You were never meant to walk anyone else's path. Run your race, build your life, and be proud of every single step. Because real success isn't about being seen. It's about being centered. So here it is. You want to change your life? Then stop waiting for someone to care. Stop expecting the world to hand you anything. Nobody owes you support. Nobody owes you applause. And guess what? That's okay, because this isn't about them. This is about you. You've got work to do. You've got a purpose that can't be delayed, a calling that can't be silenced, and a future that's counting on you to show up with discipline, with focus, with fire in your eyes and truth in your heart. No more excuses. No more distractions. No more scrolling through other people's lives wondering why yours isn't further along. Stay in your lane. Master your mind. Build in silence. Show up with consistency. And when the noise around you fades, the only thing left standing will be what you built with your own 2 hands. It won't be easy. There will be days when nobody claps, days when the weight feels too heavy, days when you question if it's even worth it. But those are the days that define you, not the easy days, not the shiny moments, the silent, gritty, unseen days. That's where warriors are made. That's where legends are forged, and that's where your legacy is born. So don't wait for love. Don't wait for luck. Don't wait for motivation. Work, focus, build, and believe. Because if you keep showing up hungry, humble, and relentless one day, the world will ask, where did this person come from? And you'll simply smile, because you never left. You just stayed locked in, and now you're unstoppable.